If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
And we welcome Tom Roberts from the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce here in our studio this morning. Tom, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, everybody.
Good to have you with us today. And what's going on in Childersburg?
Well, there's a lot going on. Coming up this Friday, the Childersburg Kiwanis Club is going to be hosting their fourth annual shooting event out at Selwood Farms, which is one of the four premier sport shooting venues that we have in Talladega County, and that's an excellent attraction for us. We have some good news. Thanks to Renaissance Bank in downtown Childersburg, there's a new charging station at Rainwater Library, which means that your devices, when you come in, you can charge them up. That's a nice convenience, and we're happy that Renaissance Bank is continuing to be a good neighbor, especially to the downtown area. Won't be too much longer before we start to see the sunlight fading away and late in the day, and the end of daylight savings time, which brought Mayor Ken Wesson last night at the City Council meeting to announce once again they want citizens from around the Childersburg area to be on the lookout for street lights that just aren't working properly. Each one of them, about head high, has a little metal tag with a number embossed on it. Write down that number, report it to City Hall, and we'll get those fixed so that there will be plenty of light in downtown. At some point in time, we're going to be converting those street lights along with a lot of others at City Hall. It was amazing last night how bright it was inside City Hall. Same project is going on over at the City Shop, at the Police Department, at the Rec Center, and now the outside lights for the Rec Center. Grant being applied for community facilities to perform some upgrades and additions to the Limbaugh Recreation Center. Just a lot of positive things going on.
Now, did they finish up the interviews and stuff at Jack's? I saw them pouring concrete yesterday.
Well, they're still always, like everybody else, going to be on the lookout, especially for responsible adults. They have talked to an awful lot of people, but they want to get some good folks, especially of the adult nature. So I'm sure there's still a few available positions there, and they're going to be opening up. They were shooting for October the 8th, but they backed that up a little bit to the 22nd. A little bit of rain in the outside portion of the construction slowed them down a little bit, but things are going well, looking good over there.
Fantastic. Tom Roberts, our guest from the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce. Getting back to that clay shoot, Dale Hill and the farm there, they've been a part of stuff like this for a long time.
They have, and this is, again, one of those premier venues. We have several very good ones, from Orvis down at Purcell Farms to the Selwood Farms. They're very similar. Run like a golf course. They also have, we also have the Red Eagle Skeet and Trout Club, which hosts numerous national championships, at least 3 every year, and every other year there are 4 national championships. And this coming year we're going to be adding not only the 4-H shooting national championships, but going to be adding archery. So a lot more people coming right around the Coosa Fest. Last year they were here for Coosa Fest, and that was probably about an extra 2,000 people in town. So those shooting venues, along with civilian marksmanship program up in Talladega, bring a lot of people to our area, and they all work together to be able to host more and better.
All of us, you and I both are out and about every day, and you hear a lot of stuff and a lot of rumors about what's coming into Childersburg, what new business is coming into Childersburg. And I'm often asked, and I'll pose that to you this morning, the old Winn-Dixie shopping center there, anything working on that?
Well, yes. A grocery company has been recruited. They are eager to get in. However, Winn-Dixie still has an active lease, and they're paying something in the neighborhood of $30,000 a month for that lease. And as long as they do. The people who own the property, and as much as we'd like to see it differently, I can't blame them for wanting that extra money, a fair market price for the building plus what Winn-Dixie owes. On the other side of the coin, the grocery company, you can't blame them for not wanting to pay more than the market value. So things like that hasn't stopped progress. There are other projects going on, but it just takes a little time for the business is business, and we just have to wait that out a little bit.
The downtown area of Childersburg with the change in season. I know it's hot today, but this time next week is going to be cooler, and we're getting into the fall season too. Well,
fall officially starts this Saturday. I'm not sure it's going to make that drastic of a difference right off the bat, but cooler weather is on the way. Now, another thing that's on the way, and we got a little bit of a preview of it this week, is right in front of Jack's. There are cones out. They're moving traffic over to one lane. Away from the median as you go through Childersburg heading toward Birmingham. What they're doing is adding the slow down, acceleration, and deceleration lanes right there in front of Jack's. Well, this is going to happen along with the bridge project all the way from Coosa River all the way to 21231 interchange in Sylacauga, which means that it's going to get worse before it gets better. You're going to have to be aware and also understand that before too much longer, they're going to eliminate the traffic light at the top of the hill going toward Fayetteville and downtown Childersburg, and you're going to have to find some other routes to get onto and off of Highway 280. It's just one of those things that progress is on the way. It's just going to take a little while, and I urge you now to be aware that traffic is heavier, traffic is faster. The Childersburg Police Department, along with the state troopers, are giving out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tickets, but that hadn't slowed people down enough, so just be aware.
Even if you're a seasoned driver, and know Childersburg, know that 280 corridor, the way those lanes shift, I mean, it could be on you in a hurry.
Absolutely, especially with someone who's just passing through and is not aware, going a little too fast. So it's up to us to be a little more aware and, to take our time, have a little extra time, and watch out for the other guy, because I can't tell you how many times cars have been rear-ended in that area from somebody wanting to turn left or right and slowing down. It's just a dangerous process. It's going to get a lot better. It's going to be amazing when they're done, but that's going to take a little while. So in the meantime, just please slow down, please be aware, and please be very, very careful.
And we got a pumpkin festival coming up?
We've got a couple of big festivals in October. On the 20th, the Pumpkin Festival, one of the feature items of that is going to be the Renaissance Bank Chili Cook-Off. They're going to be raising funds for breast cancer awareness, plus all sorts of fun things for the kids. Now, the week prior to that, another big festival featuring some good local musicians, along with a lot of things. Last year, it took a major step forward with the festival, and we had probably about 2,500 people there steadily.
Oh, wow.
As soon as one group left, somebody else was taking their place. So that's a big one. That's going to be on the 13th. Still a little bit of room here and there at both events for vendors if you'd like to get involved with that. But that's going to be the Fall Family Festival in Oak Grove on the 13th of October. And the next weekend on the 20th, it'll be the Pumpkin Festival in Childersburg there at the Limbaugh Community Center.
As CEO of the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce, what goes into recruiting new businesses for Childersburg?
Well, a lot of it starts with people who are interested in making an investment. And I know a lot of my time over the last 6 to 9 months has been trying to match those people who have a desire to open up a business with the right building, the right owners, and that sort of thing, to make sure that the facilities get upgraded to their standards. It's just playing. Let's make a deal, and the dating game, if you will, to match people up with the right facilities. And right now, we have about 5 or 6 projects that are underway in downtown Childersburg. We're going to wake up one day and find the landscape downtown is changing drastically. And in the meantime, we're taking the high road behind First Lady Tricia Wesson, who's once again organizing the decoration of downtown Childersburg for Christmas. We're going to be Christmasburg for just a little while there. All the beautiful lights and decorations and a lot of folks. She's quite the motivator, quite the recruiter of volunteers and people working together, and it's going to make a big difference, and that's going to be coming up. I think it's the Saturday, the 17th of November. And that's going to be the kickoff of our annual Hometown Holidays. Looking forward to some details coming from that. But there are going to be a lot of people in downtown Childersburg for that weekend, with the bazaar coming up Saturday, the Friday Christmas tree lighting. Going to have a big program. The American Legion Post is going to be actively involved in saluting our veterans during the holiday, and that's turning into quite a patriotic production. A lot of fun things going on. We'll have Santa Claus in the park, and City Council is working on trying to get a carousel for that night. A lot of fun things going on, and Childersburg will be quite the attraction.
Quick note from City Council meeting last night, maybe a highlight or two from that meeting.
Well, the continuing project to turn things over to LED lighting. Number one, it's so much more efficient dollar-wise. It costs a little bit to convert over to the LED lighting, but the lighting is so much better, but the electric bills are going to be dropping like rocks. And that's something that it literally can pay for itself in about 2.5 years. And that's an important thing. They're not just doing one place. It's something that's taking place over all the city facilities. And I know that from my time on the Sylacauga Council, when we did that at City Hall and other facilities, it did the same thing. The lowered utility costs paid for the upgrades and then some. So that's going to be important. They're going to end the year this year in the positive. They were worried that maybe spending was going to outrace the revenues, but that hasn't been the case. They're working on a very conservative budget for the next year, but still able to move forward with vehicles like put out for bid the new ambulance from the grant from the Homeland Security. So a lot of positive things.
No doubt about it. And being a good steward of the taxpayers' dollars, that's what officials are elected to do.
Absolutely, and especially in the form of newer vehicles. There was so much of the Childersburg city budget that had been used in years past to just make sure things kept going, maintenance. Well, they have essentially replaced those with newer vehicles, and that means that they're paying for newer vehicles, but not having to patch things together. And it makes it a whole lot easier for our first responders of every variety to do their jobs and to serve the city of Childersburg.
All right. See you next week.
Thank you.
Tom Roberts, CEO of the Greater Coosa Valley Chamber of Commerce, our guest this morning. More Daybreak after this.